Join me as I show you how I used one simple technique to slash a massive 1 second off my qualifying time in iRacing. And at the end, you'll know how I did it and how you can do it too. Hi, I'm James Tumilty and I've been driving on iRacing for far too long now. But there's always been one thing that has completely eluded me, and that is qualifying time. Repeatedly, I've finished mid-pack during qualifying sessions, which has meant at the start of races, I've been in the thick of it, dodging incidents, keeping out the way of bad drivers, and trying to get through the pack because my race pace is generally better than my qualifying pace. So what is the magic pill that I've taken to get me lap times down by a whole second and actually improve enough to get myself on pole? I've been doing a load of research on YouTube to try and find any way to make myself faster in qualifying. And I came across this one video by GITGUD Racing, which I've linked down below and is well worth going and having a watch. It's named The Best Qualifying Procedure Every Sim Racer Needs. And his main point in the video, which I'm going to cover here, is how to warm your tyres up properly. Now it turns out I've been going about this all wrong. I thought, get yourself out in the qualifying lap, try and scrub a load of heat into the tyres, and that would mean you'd have heat in your tyres and therefore more grip. Turns out that is completely backwards. So GITGUD goes on to draw a graph. Now I know it's a little bit technical, but this is so important and is the key to getting the speed on your qualifying laps, which I'll redraw here and show you exactly the problem that I've been having. Temperature up one side and time across the other. The thing is, we've got two different types of temperature on a tyre. We've got core temperature and we also have surface temperature. Now surface temperature is generated, like it sounds, at the surface of the tyre, and this is done when the tyre slides across the track, generating friction which comes up as heat in the surface of the tyre. And then there's core temperature, which is any of that temperature that's got from the surface into the tyre, and then from any of the heat of the tyre as it's deforming, as it's driving along, and from the brake disc in the middle where the heat's radiated out into the centre of the tyre. Now that we've got on with that, we can finish our graph off. Now the core temperature generally increases in a long straight line because it's much harder to get the heat into there. The surface temperature, on the other hand, is slightly different. As you're scrubbing the tyre across the track, you'll get a peak in the temperature as a spike on this graph. And as you keep putting those spiked loads into the tyre, the temperature difference between the core and the surface of the tyre increases every time you introduce a new spike. Which means what you end up with is like a mushy goo in between the two. As GITGUD explains it, the core of the tyre has the surface of the tyre on top, and then it's sort of like this as you're trying to turn in corners, and the whole lot's a big mushy mess. What happens if you heat them both up at the same time and up to similar sort of temperatures? This is what GITGUD says, and the whole thing becomes one, and all of a sudden there's extra grip available to you. So the recommendation that I followed to get my qualifying times up was to take the first outlap very, very easy. Don't overstress the tyres, don't slide them, just drive round at a speed where you're going quickly enough but the tyres are not sliding. That'll start to get the heat in. And then on that first qualifying lap, it's to take it easy. Don't go into it at 100%. Don't be heavy on the brakes. Don't be sliding the tyres because they're still not quite there up to temperature. A gentle, easy lap gets you into the right frame of mind at the same time to be smooth with its steering, and also brings those tyre temperatures of core and surface up at the right time. So then when you start your second qualifying lap, everything is ready. The car's got loads of grip and you can really push on that second lap. Now I tried this last week at Okayama in the MX-5 and the results were absolutely incredible. I knocked a whole second off my qualifying time. And the thing was, I didn't have to try really, really hard. I was going at it really gently, but there was so much more grip available from the tyres that I knocked that extra second off and ended up on pole. That one tip, practice it, go out and try it. Be really gentle on your first lap, very careful on your second lap, and try on your third lap. And the results are just incredible. I cannot recommend this enough. Take a look at GITGUD Racing's video, because he also has some extra tips in there, which are nice little extra few tenths of a second going on. See if you can get a whole second knocked off your qualifying time. Let me know if you do in the comments below, and tell me, how much time did you save? Did you feel the difference in the grip when you've done this technique? And most importantly, did starting on pole end up with your race going better? Thank you very much for watching. I hope this technique really does help you get on and qualify faster on iRacing. And if you've liked it, don't forget to drop a like. If you've really liked it, consider subscribing, and bye for now.